Good morning. Well, it's just afternoon actually. Daisy's just back. She's had she's off. She's had morning with the dog walker and a whole pile of dogs. So this week is my red week. Red is the colour that I'm focusing on this week. And remember when I did blue a few weeks ago, I did a blue portrait of myself, or part of my face, and I just thought I've got lots of reds out because I was trying to paint a raspberry yesterday. So I thought I'll attempt a red self-portrait today. I don't think you'll be able to see her, but you can see the painting happening anyway. Yeah, it's a little bit ticky boxy for me because I want to just keep up the regular painting a day. So that's what this is kind of about, really. I suppose if you can't see the mirror, you might as well see the palette. And down the left side of my face now is generally in shadow. I think this is quinacridine red. And then I think this is opera rose that I'm going to pick up now. Just going to see the colours I've got. I'm working on Yupo paper as well, so it's you know, that kind of slippy surface as well, so I'm not sure how it's going to transpire this painting. No, there's a red here, I don't know what it is. I assume it's cadmium red. And I'm wanting to find one that'll be dull enough to sit in there in the socket of the eye. And then maybe the alizarin crimson might be a dark enough red for the eyebrow. And just pull and lift like that to occupy a bit more space in shadow. And it's not unlike the colour of my hair that's out here. Not like the tone, I should say, of my hair. Maybe pull it in to stop where the hair meets the face. Yeah, the second direction of the eyebrows there-ish. And this is the shadow running down the side of my nose. Might as well just let it come down all the way. Probably have an audience of flies again today because of the doors open again. And I make no attempt to kill them. I try and kind of usher them out the window. So they're not in too bad. Right, now the eye, I suppose. And the thing with Yupo is that it can all kind of slip away. But the Yupo paper is that it can all kind of slide off if there's too much water on it. So I'm being pretty, you know, what I did there, like, that's kind of slid away. I might re-establish that direction. Okay, so I'm being a bit cautious of putting water and paint on everywhere. I suppose the same as with any watercolour painting, really. Just aware of where the paint is wetting the surface and where the surface of the paper is dry. No, it looks to me like this eye needs to lift up a bit. If it's to work with the proportion of the nose. So the bend in the eye would more likely be there. And I can just, you can see now, but I think I can just let this dissipate into shadow here. Because there is a kind of a shadow running down the left of the eye there. And then I'll just find something for the corner of the eye on that side. And then where the iris is sitting. Do you think I could do my eye green? Because that's the colour my eye is. What do you think? And I didn't do a portrait on the green week. I might look a bit strange, but sure, we're no strangers to strange here, are we? There's burnt sienna coming in anyway, which isn't strictly red. Alright, I'll give my eye a go with green. I'm just looking at the Viridian green and the sap green in the palette here. That's sap green, I think. No, this is sap green. I think that's Hooker's green. This is sap green and this is Viridian green. Can you see those? Yeah. Anyway, I'm just looking to see which would be the best one. And I could even inject a bit of phthalo blue just to really deepen the dark. So it's phthalo blue and Viridian green and sap green and Hooker's green, all the greens, and the dark greeny blue, and then a bit of Van Dyke brown. And let's see. You don't know what'll happen, like you put it on nice and wet and dark, and then 2 seconds later you look back and it's after dissipating into what's there already. So we don't know really what the story is here now with this Yupo paper. I think I've made my iris a little bit big. So I'll just push it up there again. And then let it dry off a bit before doing any more to it, I think. I suppose now that I've done a touch of green in there, will I put some green in here? I think I will. I want to darken the eyebrow a little bit. And then the nostril will have a dark to it as well. Alright, let's go back up to the eye now and see what we can do. I'm going to stick the iris in anyway. I mean the pupil. And I think I'll push up the green a little bit higher and pull it down around the pupil a little bit too. And then it drops down a bit more on this side. And there's a catch light from the window catching it there. But I've not finished yet now. I'm going to carry on with this phthalo blue just because I like it. And a bit of ultramarine, no, a bit of Van Dyke brown into the phthalo blue. Gives me a colour that feels like my eye colour a bit more. You know, the pupil has kind of disappeared again a bit, but we can find it again in a minute. And I think I do want to leave the catch light there. I'm going to carry on trying to find the darkest colour with the Van Dyke brown and the phthalo blue again to re-establish the position of the pupil in there. And that little leg of the pupil that's coming down is bothering me a bit because it's actually not dark here. And it's got a burnt sienna hint to it around the socket, around the pupil. So I wonder whether I'd be able to inject that a touch. Oh, I think it's a burnt sienna waterfall is happening. A bit more green. It's a delicate operation, this. Coming and going. I had the notion too that I wanted to drop the eyelid a little bit. So I'm drying my brush so that I want it to be damp so it's straight at the edge. And I can use it as a tool to carve with a little bit. Because I want to drop that lid a touch so that it's closer to the iris. It's giving me a bit of a withering look. You know, I've got kind of swirling things in my head today, like decisions to make, nice things, but decisions to make around holidays and where we go and who comes and how we organise it all. And there's a fair bit of that swirling around in my head. And I don't claim to have answers yet. I don't want to put myself in positions where I'm doing too much. Like, I also really value time on my own, but that can tip into solitude, too much solitude. So I'm aware too that I want to push myself out of the comfort zone a little bit in that way, while not being violent to my introvert side, violent. But you know what I mean? It's a bit of a balance, like. And I suppose in the end, like painting, we can't get it right all the time. But we might as well play with it, give it a bit of, try things out. It's a bit tricky though, trying things out. When it's a big decision, like how, I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't feel, sometimes these big decisions aren't really. It's like the same energy can be on what am I going to do tonight as am I going to go on a sun holiday for a week, It can have the same gravity depending on the form. So I think that's the way I am today, so I'm just going to, or so far that seems to be the carry on with me, so I might just let myself suspend all decision making for a little while. Test the water a bit more, find out a bit more about things, and then make my decision from there. Knowing that I'm the boss of my life. I kind of forget that sometimes, don't I? Well, I don't know if you do. Right, what's going on here now? I think some sort of indication of the lower lashes. I'm just going to press and lift. And then maybe a bit of the sap green mixed with the cadmium red, or the quinacridine red, whatever red that is, in order to capture a little bit of the shadow that's here. I'm desperate to half close my eyes, which of course changes everything when I do that. So I have to just trust that I'm seeing blurrily enough. I kind of, to be honest, I am seeing a bit more blurry than I was this time last year, I'd say. I've got an eye test coming up again. But I'm not wearing glasses or anything just now, and I can see clearly enough to put enough information down to explain my eye. For me, anyway. It'll be dark there as well, really. It doesn't layer up so much with the Yupo paper. It tends to be more kind of wipes away what's underneath rather than lays on top of it. So I need to watch that. I've got cerulean blue coming in here now. I mean, I can still say it's mostly red, can't I? But it's cerulean blue and the white of the eye there, maybe. And possibly here too, because it's not as bright as the catch light. And here, I think, could do with something going on. Some bit of shadow there, joining that. And I mean, this isn't white, like, it just needs to be a little bit lighter than the eyelid. And then this can be in shadow too. There's a Jackson's red. I've not used that yet. It's a good bright one. Let me see what that'll look like here. And maybe here too. Well, myself and Lily are going to see Billy Joel in Cardiff. That's definitely happening. Just booked my 1930s renovated caravan from Mad Dogs and Vintage Vans, which is near Ledbury on the way down. It's near enough to Cardiff where Billy Joel is playing, and it's nicer to stay there than, in a cheap hotel that's overpriced because of Billy Joel in the city, in the town of Cardiff. City, town, I don't know. That's annoying me now because that's just lifting off as I try and put on the dark. So what will I do with that? I'm going to stick in a bit of everything and just draw it across. Sometimes when I go to the coffee shop I can kind of sort out what I need. My friend calls it my liminal space. I can kind of settle into myself and make some decisions that are clearer from there. Do you ever find that you kind of need to go somewhere? Get out of the equation of normal. I don't know, just get out of the home for a minute. I love my home. But I find that I can get distracted, I suppose. The focus isn't the same. And when the focus is, just in the coffee shop, I feel like I'm actually giving myself full permission there to focus just on my own needs and things. And it makes it simpler then to negotiate when I actually know what I want myself. Sometimes I can sit out in the garden and that comes to me there as well. But more often it's sitting looking out the window of the coffee shop at the Pentland Hills that I kind of think, that's what I want here, that's what I need. That's why this feels tricky, all that. Maisie's belly's making funny noises. Right, what will I do now with that one final touch? Maybe I'll put a touch of pearl. It's pearl orange, I think. P-Y-R-O-L-L-E. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced actually. But that's the colour I'm going to use to distinguish my skin here. I'm going to put a touch of that pearl orange above my eye. It feels like a good colour to put in there for somehow. You know, this has been fun actually. You know how I paint myself in my eyes particularly so often? It brings in an element of something new. Yeah, that's Maisie's belly rumbling back there. It brings in an element of something new, and so I kind of feel a little bit more vigour around that desire to capture the thing. There's a Billy Joel song, isn't there, about orange, a pair of pink sidewinders and a bright orange pair of pants. Thinking of that as I paint the orange and pink combo here. It could really be a bubble, baby, if you just give it half a chance. Myself and Lily's aim is to know all the words before we get there. So I think it'll be Billy Joel on... I don't know whether to say Billy Joel or Billy Joel, okay? But what I usually say is Billy Joel. The children take the mickey out of me. I can't remember which one is considered to be the right way. But anyway, on the way down, I'd say we'll be listening on loop to Billy Joel. And especially songs that we discovered yesterday that we didn't know at all. I thought we knew all the songs. Next thing, put it on shuffle. And this song about, like, Trust Me or something came up. And I thought, I don't know that song at all. That'd be desperate, like, if we're belting out all the numbers and then one comes on that we can't sing at all. Imagine the frustration of that. Right, I'm lifting off a little bit of the orange so it's not quite so dominant there, because actually this is quite bright up here. Not that bright though. So I'm going to put on some orange again. And here's the fly just to cajole me onwards. Coupled with Maisie's rumbly tummy. She hasn't had breakfast, has she? No, she didn't. But before she goes to run in the field with her pals, it's not always a good idea for her to have breakfast. That's what someone said to me. So, anyway, I don't know. I'll feed her in a second now. She may just have an upset tummy. I'm happy enough, you know, to have done the green in the eye. I think it's, I suppose, a bit like the opposite of Constable's Haywin, with that little flash of red in the middle of all the green fields. Having a bit of emphasis to it. Alright, I could start to get trigger happy. Oh, dearie me. Well, let me just go for it. Sometimes, you know, you might as well just do the thing you want to do. Gosh, Maisie's belly. This eyelash line. And then I'm going to just call it a day. Just to final touch of phthalo blue here. Okay, stop it on you. There you have it. That's me red and green. So, thanks for being here. Oh, for goodness sake, I'm trying to show you what I was saying. Something like that. See you tomorrow. Bye.